What's up, guys? I'm going to be making a video on how to install VTB Atos Max to a 79 bike because I haven't seen any on how to install it yet. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know how to install it, but there's no videos, so I'm going to have to figure it out. So, I'll make a tutorial. But basically what I've done so far is disconnected the old wire harness, which is right there. So everything is out. I unscrewed this plate, which goes right there, just so I can access everything. And undid the screen, and right here, undid it. And but yeah, pretty much just took the old controller off, which is right there, and unconnected the old wire harness. But here's the new one for Falcon Pro. It looks pretty intimidating, but I don't think it'll be too bad. And then there's these brackets, which I haven't figured out what they go to yet. And then here's the actual controller with these two connected. This right here, which is the horn and all this stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I'll pick it back up when I figure something else out. But I don't know, I might stop for tonight because I don't really know what I'm doing and I haven't been trying to figure it out. But there's not one on their website for Falcon Pro, which I haven't seen. But yeah. Alright, so I figured out that this that comes with your kit doesn't actually fit to the Falcon Pro, but apparently there's one coming out December 28th. So this video should be posted after that date. But yeah, so basically I just cut the one off the factory controller, and I'm gonna splice these wires and connect it to that adapter, and it should work. But that's what I'm gonna do. But by the time you're seeing this video, you'll probably be able to purchase the adapter. Alright, this is my first test. After I plugged one more thing in that I didn't know, I finally caught it. So this one said Ventus. Right here it said Ventus Plus, but it had a bike on, so I thought it was just like specific to the Ventus. But that plug that I just sent you that I didn't know what it meant, it plugs straight up. Watch this. Let's see. Let's see. I still don't know if that was the reason. Bang. Okay, so a little update here. Here's the motor mount. I've got everything plugged up. Yours should look different because Ventus is coming out with another one, but I had to jerry-rig this kind of. But yeah, so I've got the plug all plugged up here. And I've got this powered on. Got my breaker flipped in there. And so another thing I want to show before. So there's a wire that will come up here, and it'll plug in right here. It'll say EO5, and I'll share the wire diagram with y'all because once again Ventus has not provided that, but it says EO4 right there. And all that says on the wire diagram is controller. And so I'll put up another picture, but on that little thing that everything goes to, like your display region, that same little branch of connectors is this, and that plugs up to EO4, and it'll say Ventus 1, like a little sticker on the cable. It'll say Ventus 1, and that's what that needs to be plugged up to. But right here, this is what I've gotten so far. it powers on, so that's good news. And I'll put up a bunch of settings and stuff that you need to use at your own discretion, because I have no idea if they're all correct or anything. I'll play around with it. You'll see another YouTube video up, but yeah, for now, this is how I have it. It powers on, it's working. The BMS is not connected yet. I've got it in the app, and I'll get an update later because it's not calibrating right now for some reason, and I think that's because I don't have the throttle on yet. So I'll pick this back up when the throttle comes later today, and it should be working. It should be working. And then I'll screen record the whole setup on how to, like, go through the app. And, yeah, I'll throw a screen recording up for that. But there's a ton of wires that will be around that just don't connect to anything, simply because not everything with Ventus is plug and play. I'm sorry, they make a good controller, but they don't need to be releasing stuff for Falcon Pro if it's not going to be completely plug and play. And I know they have a harness, but it's just a mess. But that's why I'm here to help you guide through it a little bit. I'm not being paid by them. I should be, but anyways, I'll throw all the information up right now on the wire diagram. Okay, so obviously this would be really, really hard to record, but getting this back to this screw, all you have to do is a trick. So get everything to where it's not gonna get pinched. So everything needs to be flush and where it needs to go. And then you can get the battery kind of in right here, and it will kind of push this more this way, and then you can kind of get your fingers in there and push this back to where this needs to go. And then soon enough, your battery, for me, just fell in. It took some pushing, but it lined up these screws so perfect. I mean, working on bikes, if you work on bikes, you know it is a struggle sometimes, but these went in so perfect. And your battery or your controller needs to be pushed all the way up to get to these holes, and then pushed back. So I'll show you when it gets mounted, but these screws, see how they're all the way at the bottom setting? They need to be all the way at the top, and then you can screw these in like that. So you're gonna have 2 bolts that came with your kit, and also a washer. The washer goes on the other side of this frame, and then you just screw it in. This goes down here, and then you obviously just pull your bash guard up, touch it to this bolt right, or these threads right here. And then for my battery, I just plopped it on in, flip the breaker, turn it on, and boom, it's right there. Took me a minute of fidgeting. That's why my camera's so shaky right now, because I'm tired. Yeah, so you got to bring this up and attach it right there, and I'll catch back up with y'all when I've done that. But should be done here in a second, and I probably won't ride it today because it's cold. But yeah, make sure when you're calibrating your motor in the app, it says clockwise. That's it. And also earlier it said this is a Hall motor. It has a Hall sensor and not an encoder. It may have said that on the notes that it was an encoder, but it is a Hall sensor. But yeah, that's about it. And I'll get this bash guard on, and I'll probably ride it up the street just to test it. But yeah. basically what I was trying to show there was when you're setting up the app, it's going to look a little different than mine because I already did it. But yeah, so when you're selecting it, it'll say select your bike. You'll scroll over, press controller, and then it'll ask your battery. You'll put the requirements that I had in that white sheet, the picture that I put up, and then also for the motor, you'll do what was in the clip, the settings. So yeah, all of that should be sorted out. And if your bike says like couldn't connect to Bluetooth or something, like the BMS, just scroll down and click estimate, because I don't think this has the BMS for it. But all I need to do now is just put this in there, I'll tidy it up, and then get this skid plate on. But I'm kind of done for the night working on it. But yeah, I just needed to get this video out. But that should be it for this video, though. See ya.